Hello and welcome to an extra special horror director's dive. This month is horror month, and you know what that means. Horror movies. We all selected one along with a good friend of ours who's really into horror movies. And this is what we picked. Suspiria by Dario, Argento. Drag Me to Hell by Sam Raimi. Videodrome by David Cronenberg. Saw by James Wan. Scream by Wes Craven. Enter if you dare.
So which one do we want to talk about first? I think we should get your brothers out the way since he's not here to.
Noah's
to
not
answer
here,
for his
unfortunately.
crimes.
Yeah, he picked a movie and wasn't here, unfortunately, so we got to start with him then. Just get it out of the way. He picked Videodrome by David Cronenberg. We've been on a Cronenberg kick, dude.
We have
Yeah,
been.
we have.
I've never seen a Cronenberg before I started this podcast, and now I've seen like half of his filmography.
I actually just recently watched History of Violence too, just
Oh, really?
because after Eastern Promises, I was like,
Gotta get that.
I got the taste.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Gotta get that
It felt
satisfied.
different though. Like, I don't know. There's like two different.
Did you watch it too?
No,
Oh.
I'm just saying like Eastern Promises and then The Fly and then,
And then
Videodrome.
Videodrome.
And I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah.
And that's about where like History of Violence and Eastern Promises are like those kind of pair together, obviously, because Vigo
right.
and this the subject matter.
The
but then
violence. Yeah.
now it's-
underbelly.
back to Videodrome.
Like sci-fi weirdness.
yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, I mean, this movie was okay. I found myself like kind of just dipping in like my attention of this movie. I don't know, it just didn't really have a clear, cohesive focus throughout, and that just lacked for me. Although I can see like Cronenberg's like expertise here still. I will say I think he's like still finding his footing in this movie. It's like 83 or something like that. So not my favorite Cronenberg movie, obviously, since we watched some of his best stuff.
Yeah.
But still enjoyable. I liked the idea and the like message, I guess,
What
But
is the message? I felt like, am I too stupid to understand what the hell was happening?
That was
Media.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so
And
lost.
that was it. But
media is desensitizing you.
yeah,
That's
but
that's it.
That's,
really.
see,
That's
that
what
was my first thought. But I'm like, why would he think that? Because if it's the whole violence, sex stuff, has he seen his own filmography?
Yeah.
I thought it was a media positive. Like, this is going to be the new evolution in mankind, is to be,
Like
centered
mind
around,
controlled.
like, we are going to be media.
yeah, right.
Yeah. That's. I enjoyed some of the themes where it's like the reality is now what it is. Whenever you see on TV becomes your reality, and like the horror elements kind of played somewhat.
Yeah.
I didn't find it spooky at all.
No?
So I was
No.
really fucking. I was just like at scenes where he got like the vagina on his stomach. That was.
Dude.
Yeah.
You can't see it as anything else.
No, it's
Nope.
just a pussy. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, vagina. But either way, but I mean, that's where I really enjoyed the film was the practical effects.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really.
I mean, Cronenberg, obviously, that's where he shines.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And he's still, like, there's still good practical effects elements in here. I mean, that's what I mostly gained out of it. The respect, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of had the same reaction, like in The Fly with all the effects. I was like, oh God, no.
For sure.
I think that part, I was like, this is a horror movie. But other than that, I was like,
Right.
Nope, I
Other
don't
than
know.
that, it was just trying to fuck your mind, and that was all.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
confused. So the girl, was she not real? Did he sleep with a ghost?
I
When?
didn't get that.
Wait,
Because
what?
weren't
The girl
they
that goes
like,
on the show.
yeah,
or
weren't
whatever.
they like, oh, she's been dead, like we just used her
That's-
image?
Yeah, that is true. Something like that did happen. I kind of just wrote it off as like, well, I don't fucking know.
I was just like,
I just
was
thought
she
she
real?
went over to the old
Pittsburgh?
Videodrome
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
Videodrome,
and was
yeah.
like, you know what? I kind of want to get beat to death because it's kind of hot. So later, that's what I took it
Right.
as. I didn't
Yeah.
take it as a
Yeah.
ghost, but maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
There was
then.
like a weird twisty thing at the end
Yeah.
there where it tried
Then they
to-
Yeah,
never
they-
followed up.
Yeah.
I think
to
they
it.
were like using her to lure him in because they knew he liked her.
Yeah.
But that was like
Oh.
it. He
So-
did. There was the one part with the what was her name? The old lady, and then he
That
woke
was
up
like-
next to
Masha?
her.
Oh, that was when he was whipping the TV. And
Yeah,
it was
but
the
it
old
was
lady?
actually like her, but then
Yeah.
it wasn't because there was
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, it was so weird. I didn't know. Like after the movie, I was like, "What was this about?"
Mhm.
I just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't think.
I got like somewhat like Joker vibes. Have y'all seen the new Joker?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dude who is like getting desensitized with reality and then going on like a spree, and like him like getting the mind controlled or whatever is the way that happens for this character. Although I didn't really like that this character was like the protagonist. Like I just didn't give a shit about him the
Yeah.
whole time personally.
Yeah, I mean, I love James Woods.
I like him
but,
too, yeah.
In like a horror aspect for this movie, it is kind of hard to see it for me personally as horror. But I mean, I know there were parts where you were like, "This is gross," and I was just like, "I don't understand what's going on." It is hard though, because horror does what scares you is very like personal. It's like
Yeah.
what scares
Right,
you
for
personally.
sure.
So for that, it was just kind of, I'd put it more thriller, sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, Joker. Like Joker's not really a horror
Like
movie.
social commentary kind of.
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I could feel that too.
Which is maybe why I didn't like it that much, because I don't like those types of, you
No.
know.
Me either.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. If it's trying to tell me something and I don't understand what it's trying to tell me, it just pisses me off.
Well, it makes you feel dumb. I'm like, I'm
does.
watching it and I'm like, am I dumb?
No, dude. That's why you just blame the movie. That's what I do.
We just
You
don't
know?
get it.
Yeah.
It's art,
Yeah.
you know? He doesn't understand.
This movie wasn't clear enough for me to
Yeah.
understand.
It
No,
doesn't
not
know
my
its
fault.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. When we were watching it, for one, I was, like you said, I was in and out with my attention with it
Yeah.
because it was all over the place.
Like the story, like cohesively wasn't flowing weird. It was like weird, you know, to me.
You're
I
just
don't know.
dropped right in, and you're kind of wondering what the hell this guy's doing, because it just starts off, you know, he wakes up, gets a
Mhm.
bite to eat, looking at some porn. He's like, all right, back to the office.
Right.
And then at the office, there's more porn. It's like, what's going on?
Dude, so
Yeah.
many titties in this movie, dude. Endless.
My
So many
goodness.
titties.
Yeah.
And then the woman who he like meets on the talk show, he has a little sidebar with her, and you know, but her like flip of a switch of like, I kind of like that. You want to scratch me a little bit? You know what?
Mhm.
That just felt like, I don't know, forced, random, out of nowhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
It made me uncomfortable, but not in
Yeah.
the way that it should have.
No, I get you mean.
Right.
At the very start, like the first 10 minutes, I was like, I don't know if I really even know who these characters are
Right.
or what the world I'm in, and I don't really care to follow
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
I get that he ran this TV station,
Mhm.
but how did he make his income with that? I mean, what? I don't
Advertising,
understand.
dude. That's how it's always
Oh
made.
yeah.
But like, who's watching it? I mean,
Yeah.
everyone just hates it, and
It's
he's
just
just,
a small section of people, yeah,
I guess. I
that
don't-
really are into that shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it felt like a lot was happening, but at the same time, nothing
Yeah,
happened.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
get that.
That's how I
I can get
felt.
behind that.
So
I do have a question. Do you think, like, we're so used to media and stuff, do you think that when this came out, since it was like the 80s, that people were like, this is the direction media is going?
Yeah, you try to give it some credit, you know, for the time it came out, because I could see somebody being like, that fucking dude, that just blew my mind, like, you know, like the way it
Yeah.
socially commented on what the time is for
Right.
them.
Especially back in the time. I mean, VHS tapes breathing and stuff. Like nowadays,
Yeah.
they're like, no, we stream. You know, we don't even have DVDs anymore.
You
So
just
I can
pick up
see
the
how
remote.
it's like back in
Yeah.
the day. That's like mind blowing. But again,
Yeah.
I don't know. Living in the past with these movies, like we've been watching a lot of older movies, and
Mhm.
a lot of them are good. But like for instance, when we talked about Chinatown, like just because it's a classic, it was not good.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
know.
I'm feeling that more and more with every movie we
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
I'm realizing
Got
that.
another one to talk about later. so-
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. But yeah, no, I guess back in the day, like you said, I think that's probably why it was like critically, you know, praised
Yeah.
for what
Yeah.
it was. But then the practical effects alone, I mean, like I
Right.
said, that's what I liked about it.
yeah.
sure.
The
Mhm.
vagina looked real
Yeah.
to me.
Like just like the TV breathing and the videos
Yeah.
breathing,
Yeah.
that was all legit. You know, that
Right.
felt good.
Mhm.
It's a good refreshing after, you know, nowadays CGI
Yeah,
fest
when
and
it's all
everything.
just, you can tell it's just disconnected from
Yeah.
like the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got like, is this like early inspiration for The Ring too? I haven't seen The Ring. I kind of just know the premise or whatever about like watching a videotape
Well,
and then
the-
getting it. It's like it's gonna kill you. or
The
whatever.
original Ring is there's a Japanese version of it, so
Mhm.
I don't know
Have you seen
how
The
that-
Ring at all, or
not the Japanese version, but yeah, I've
American?
seen
Yeah.
the Ring, the second one, the new one.
okay, cool.
Is that the
Yeah,
one
I've
with the
seen quite a
girl
bit.
coming out of
Yeah.
the... Yeah, no, I've
It's like,
not seen it.
Once you watch
Samara.
the videotape, it'll come for you in like 7 days.
Is
or
it a
some
little
shit.
less horny than this one?
I would assume.
Very much so. There's like nothing.
Yeah.
It's more of a
Oh.
woman is panicked because she's gonna die.
Oh, okay.
It's like the whole
Instead of a
movie.
man panicking because he needs to bust a nut. in the
Right.
next
Exactly,
30 seconds.
exactly.
Gotcha.
I will say though, it was a lot less sexual than I thought it was gonna be.
Really?
That's true.
Videodrome?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why. I was expecting.
Just nonstop?
Yeah.
Honestly, I was expecting him to bone his TV when he went inside it with his face, but
Nah.
like I even told Sarah, I said he's gonna stick his willy inside that VCH player.
I told you that too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. See, first thing
Hey,
that comes to
man.
mind there when it starts breathing, I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh god.
Could have happened, yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
Instead, he just stuck his face in it.
Yeah.
I know Noah enjoyed this movie a lot more than I did when we watched it. So he's not here to defend himself, but
Yeah.
I'm
What
sure
the
that there
hell?
are people that see the value more than we
did.
did specifically.
Yeah.
I think I gave it 3 stars
Yeah.
roundabout
Same, yeah.
somewhere.
I gave it 2, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. 2 because of the practical effects, but I don't think it,
for sure.
going by your guidelines, like I always bring up, I don't think it got across what it was trying to get across.
Yeah, I think it did, and there were moments where it elevated itself. And the end, I thought was impactful, the spiral that he was sent on, just murdering random people, and
It
then
just felt so
someone tells him
rushed.
tells him to murder somebody else, and he just goes and murders them, and then he's told to murder himself. I get the message of it or whatever about losing grip with
Brainwashed,
reality
yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff, but
I just felt like that part to me, I didn't care about the character enough to be like, oh, okay, I'm with
Yeah.
him on
That's
this.
fair.
But it felt like a flip of a switch too for me. He's
Yeah.
banging his TV and is fisting himself, and then the next minute he's killing
man.
everybody.
Killing people.
if you're banging your TV, the next day you're gonna do something equally just fucking.
You're right.
crazy as
Fisting
shit,
yourself
you know,
is definitely
With
on
a
the
gun,
table.
nonetheless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
We
true.
It's gone.
Yeah.
The ending did seem like when he started killing people, it seemed really quick.
It was,
and then all of
yeah.
a sudden he was on the different side, which it was.
Right,
It
that
was just
too.
too quick.
He
It
just
was, yeah.
changed
Sudden.
sides when he talked
Yeah.
to
Very
that one
sudden.
woman.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
The last scenes though, I did like that where it showed what was gonna happen, and then he did it.
That was pretty
I like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
That was probably the only thing I liked about the movie.
Oh, the movie's over. There we go.
Perfect.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I guess
It's done.
It was. I liked the ending enough to be like, that was
Yeah.
worth the watch.
Mhm.
You know, but
Yeah.
You know, when you watch a movie and then it ends and you're like, huh. That's how it.
yeah,
Yeah. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, for sure.
it was nice to watch something different because I don't think I would have ever chose to watch it, especially reading the description. I did think it was going to be a lot more.
I think that's why I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be a lot more sexual. She was
When you
like,
read
guess
it.
what it's about?
Oh, my
It's about
goodness.
this
It's gonna be
guy who
graphic.
works in porn. I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh god.
Well, and then
Here we
there's
go.
so much. There is a lot of sex in horror movies, especially
Yeah.
the 80s. It's very much so focused on that. So when I saw that it was about a porn dude, I was like, oh my god.
Going
Okay, here
all
we
in
go.
on this one. Yeah. All right. Well, what should we move on to next?
Do we want to save
Which one?
skip the next bad one? I
Do we
think
have-
all
are we-
know.
On the same level of which is the next worst?
Oh god. Let's
Wait.
say it all at
One.
the same time.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's the bad one?
Which are the least enjoyed one after Videodrome, I guess.
Well, this one's actually my least favorite.
Overall,
God.
it might be mine too, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Oh god. I'm
Wait,
scared.
I know. I was like, I don't think we're gonna have the
Okay.
same opinion.
Are we
Okay,
for
ready?
this?
If you guys say one movie, it might hurt my feelings. So
Oh no.
So
Good.
the next worst thing, okay, after
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Suspiria.
Saw.
oh my gosh, that's the one you chose. That doesn't hurt my,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
that doesn't hurt my feeling. I thought you were gonna say drag me to hell.
That's fair. I can
That
understand
hurt
that
my
argument too.
feelings.
I'm sorry. It was just too much for me.
No,
In
I
Suspiria,
can
was
get
it?
that.
No
What?
Saw.
For you, I mean, it wasn't like it was too much violence or anything. It was just too much movie for me.
Oh,
it was too
Suspiria?
long. It needed to end about 5
Oh,
minutes in.
like
So we
it.
all.
It was slow.
So
like,
most of
she
us
was
said
running.
Suspiria. Let's just get onto that train. Right?
Yeah, sorry, everybody
Oopsies.
started popping off.
Oh,
But
God.
I understand the argument for Saw, but
Mm-hmm.
Suspiria, dude, I was so disappointed by this movie. I mean, maybe I bought into the hype a little more than I
Mm-hmm.
should have because people built it up as something epic.
Yeah.
But man, this
Really?
one,
Who built this up for you?
my brother.
I need to find them.
That's my brother. I respect his movie taste, but he's one of those guys that is like, if it's old, it's good kind of thing.
Oh, gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
So you got to find the nuance in there somewhere. I think
There
but
was no nuance.
Yeah.
I don't think.
it's good. It's old. It's good, or it's old.
No,
it's
in this
bad.
movie, there's no nuance. There's nothing. I don't
No.
know.
Not even the soundtrack?
No.
I
Not
loved
even
it.
the
Once-
ugly ass wallpaper in every fucking scene. Not even that.
Oh my gosh.
Once you got over how harsh and brash the
I was-
soundtrack was,
Yeah.
that it was okay.
I was dancing to it. Ask Renee.
But that's not what horror should do. You shouldn't be
I
dancing
was
to
horrified the
horror.
whole time.
Oh,
Really?
Well, because of the colors, but
Yeah.
I checked out as soon as the one bitch got murked in the bathroom. I checked out after that. I
That was
just
in like the first 5 minutes.
Exactly. It should have ended. It should have
Wow.
ended 5 minutes in because I was watching it, and about an hour in, I started realizing I'm dozing off, so I had to pause it, take a nap, and then wake up and finish it.
oh, wow.
That's how this
No,
movie.
I get
treated
it,
me.
dude. When I said that my like attention was dipping during Videodrome, my attention was like trailing away during this movie.
Yeah.
Like it was
Definitely.
bad. And I like it could have been my fault, but also I like I said, I blame the movie. So like if it's not engaging me, then there's a problem, you know? And overall, I thought that the pacing of this movie was the most atrociously paced movie. Like by the end of it, I just wanted the girl to like physically move faster.
Yes.
Like through the image, move faster. Like, and that's a very frustrating feeling to have in a horror movie. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Every bit of this movie I just kept getting more and more angry watching it. I mean, I think I was pretty generous with my rating on it personally,
What was
but
it?
I think I gave it a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's generous. I think I should have gave it 1, but
I gave it.
I'll respect it.
I gave it 2.5. I could see 2. I'm trying to give it credit for accomplishing something. Like it accomplished its movie. Like to me, the people that praise this movie as like this is the beginning of some greatness, they just look at the colors and they're like, ooh, red, blue, red. And like after the 15th shot of like really great lighting, I'm not putting off the lighting, it's great. But like after the 15th shot with no emotion attached to the shots I'm
Right.
watching, it's like then you're not successfully doing anything. But,
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't understand, I guess, the motive of any character in this movie.
No, I guess you.
Yeah, I don't understand.
The girl was
Help
just
me.
so bland.
Yeah.
As bland as the food they give her, you know? And I think the reason why I enjoyed this more is because I was not as scared.
I felt no tension in this movie.
Yep, none.
Zero
Really?
tension.
None.
Nothing.
I was like, well, I was kind of on the edge of my seat a little bit. I was just like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah.
This is
But maybe
fascinating.
it's the soundtrack. I'm telling you guys.
It's loud. I'm scared.
It was very
yeah, I was
loud.
like,
Loud
what's going to
noises.
happen?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, there was like when she's looking out the window, and that it's just you're staring out the window too. Usually you'd be like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And the eyes weren't even like effective. They just were like, it was just kind of like, God, kill me now.
Yeah.
Is this over yet?
I will say, I mean, I think it's every version of this movie, but the dubbing of this movie, like, immediately put me out of the movie.
Yeah, same.
I was like, am I watching the correct, like, copy
Right.
of this? Like, and the dubbing is terrible.
It is. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And it's all like they're sitting in a sound booth, and that just takes me out of a movie when they do shit like that.
Have you
but-
seen the newest like remake of it?
No.
With
With
Dakota,
Dakota
Johnson.
Johnson.
No, I heard
That
it's
one,
good.
but it's 2.5 hours. After I watched this
Oh,
one, and it's an
God.
hour and 38 minutes.
Mhm.
The thought of 2 hours and 32 minutes of it, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, maybe
I'm gonna watch it now.
I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more effective. Like,
Maybe.
because I had the same problem as like Videodrome, like scene to scene, I just didn't care. Like,
Yeah.
like it wasn't leading me down a path like I was caring about.
Right.
You know, like you said, like I didn't know any of the intentions
Right.
of the main character. I didn't even know the main character. I like when she was talking to the like a dancer. I was like, have we met this dancer before? Like, I
Yeah.
didn't even know. Like,
And like it started off even on a sour note when she gets into the taxi and she asks the guy, "Hey, can you help me?" And he just holds out his hand and it's like, "Okay, are you gonna move it with your mind?" And then she gets in the taxi
Yeah.
and she like tries to have a conversation with him and he just looks at her and it's like, "God damn it, talk! I don't know, say something.
Yeah.
Hello."
I have noticed with a lot of older horror films, especially, I don't think they knew what pacing was.
yeah.
I always complain about it with The Exorcist. Like, I know everyone's like, this is such a great
Yeah.
classic horror. It's so boring. It's the slowest movie besides maybe Suspiria.
Really?
Yeah, I
It's
getcha.
so slow. It just,
It's like trying to build tension, but if you don't care,
yeah.
like for me, horror movies are hit or miss. Like if I just even care at all, because I just don't engage with them as much as
Yeah.
other movies. And like if you're not hitting the right notes, man, intention and not keeping it to that level for your viewer, it's gonna seem dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I have a particular taste, and that's like campy horror. Like the couple other movies that we're going to talk about
Yeah.
tonight. Though that's
Well-
like my taste of horror, but that's
well,
like
like-
its whole new animal.
Yeah, I watched this with
Right.
Noah, and he brought up like a good question at the end of like, is this movie camp? Like the whole time I was like, this guy's taking it really seriously and it's really artistic.
Yeah.
And he's trying to do like artsy shots with a horror movie. But then he has like a moment where like the girl's running away from the killer or whatever. And then he's like jiggling the knob with the knife through the door. Epic horror music for like 3 minutes, horribly paced. And then it like, the music just cuts. And then you just hear jiggle, 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 jiggle. And then like she's still trying to get out the window.
Right.
But that's like, to me, you've cut that comedically.
Right.
So I was like wondering if like if it is going for camp at some points, but I don't know. It was too artsy.
I'm gonna say no on that.
No.
I don't think it.
No, I don't remember why I liked it. Do you remember?
Have we
Renee?
talked you off? Have
Well,
you jumped
I
off the
remember
limb?
you-
I don't
now?
know.
Yeah.
I
We
remember
talked her down.
enjoying it. I think it was because I wasn't scared.
I think you just like the music.
Yeah.
Because you were saying when we were watching it, you were like, she's boring. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't scary, so on that level, it's not good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think the music just,
Mm-hmm.
I felt it.
Just jolted you.
Yeah, I
to
was
the
like,
spine.
oh, this is it. But
I
Music
felt it
by
right
the
into my
Goblins.
sleep.
Did you notice that?
the
Yeah,
what?
I did
The
notice
Goblins.
But it was kind of weird that it was witches, you know?
Yeah.
And like,
I've
What's
seen-
with the person stabbing then?
Thank you.
That's
yeah,
like that's what I,
was
didn't
wondering
get.
what
is
that was
like,
about.
Yeah, it's like what am I supposed to be scared of too?
Right.
Because I don't understand. Is it a murderer? Is it some
hairy ass
possession?
fucking man.
Yeah.
They
Woman
never really
stabbing.
do explain that because
No.
it wasn't the witch in the bed or whatever. She was
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see her arms. She might be.
Maybe it was that big dude, the big ugly dude.
But
Maybe he's doing the stabbing.
but the guy had yellow eyes. Did
They
the
could
big-
have
Yeah.
really explained, or not explained, they could have introduced some aspect of
Yeah.
something weird is going on
Mhm.
earlier
Yeah.
besides the hairy arm dude.
Yeah, and I thought like some of the practical effects, like in most horror movies, like this one was pretty good. Like
It was when
the
that,
stabbing stuff. I was like, ooh. And then they got like the heart close up or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
And I liked the one bitch who got shanks from the falling glass. I thought that practical stuff was,
Yeah.
was, really,
Oh,
was
yeah.
really good. That's the one time I was like, nice.
Yeah.
And then after that, the 5 minutes was up. The 5
And the
minutes
maggots. I thought the
enjoyed.
maggots was like decently like that's
Yeah.
a scary concept of like.
Yeah.
Maybe a
Yeah.
gross concept.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck maggots.
Well, that's again what aspect of horror are you trying to go for? Because the just gross horror, I think it's kind of like cheap.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, it's gross, so you can easily gross someone out, which is how I kind of felt with Videodrome
Yeah.
and a little bit with this, with like the maggots and stuff. It's like
Mhm.
if you're actually trying to scare me, do something scary besides
yeah.
making me go ew.
Yeah.
Don't just have a shocking image
Yeah.
with nothing around it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Dang, guys. I was pretty generous with my rating. I don't even want to say it. I won't say it.
What was it?
3.5.
No, I mean,
I mean, now I'm like, why did I like it?
yeah.
Because you weren't scared.
Well, you can like it
I
just to
think
like
No,
the
yeah.
colors. I don't know.
People think this is an iconic movie.
Oh.
For some
You know, like-
fucking reason.
Yeah, I
No.
would not say this is. I guess it might be iconic because colors and
Yeah.
the soundtrack.
Yeah.
But
Going through Letterboxd people's reviews, a lot of them talk about how the colors like fuck them, and it's like they give it 5 stars, and I'm like, really for the colors? You kidding me?
Huh.
That's the best review you got.
Like that's not enough. Like red, the color red without like symbolism behind it
It's
is not
nothing.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
basically. Now I
Hmm.
wonder what the remake looks
Yeah.
like. I'm kind of
Mhm.
curious now to watch
Me
it.
too, kind of.
I don't know.
We'll
Wait,
give
so
it
it was
some
2
time.
hours and 32 minutes.
Look,
That is really long.
these new movies are just testing me because everything's 3 hours long.
Hey, which that's fine. Like,
I
the
cannot.
new James Bond.
Yeah.
My favorite movies are like almost 3 hours long each, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They
This
gotta
one-
hold your
Yeah.
attention.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like even the slow burns, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Nothing really happens till the end, but fuck, that's
Right.
a great fucking movie
captivating.
because
It
it's
is.
It's like 3 hours well spent.
exactly
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
warm hug every time you watch it.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
Anyway.
apologize, guys. I expected more. I just expected more from this one, guys. I'm sorry. I know Argento has like other ones too that are
Mhm.
supposed to be iconic, like Inferno, I think is one. I don't know.
With
We'll
Tom
see.
Hanks?
No.
Oh wait,
The Da Vinci Code.
That's the Dan Brown book.
Yeah.
I heard Inferno. Wait, doesn't he have a book?
It's the Da Vinci
Okay,
Code
okay.
series. Yeah. Scary in its own right. but-
Okay.
No, but I don't know. Maybe that's better. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
see.
it was about time you pick a
Stinker.
stinker.
Yeah.
a big
Thought
stinker.
this one
Yeah.
wouldn't. Thought this one would be good, guys. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's okay. I
We'll
picked
forgive you.
cats.
I'm
Yeah.
glad to have
You-
at least
yeah.
seen it because I have heard about it and it's
Right.
kind of been on that list where it's like I should watch it eventually.
For sure.
But
I had
I don't
never
think I
heard
would have
of it.
picked it. Really?
Yeah, never heard of it.
Hmm.
I had to look it up just to see what it was,
Mm.
the photo
Yeah.
looked like, and then I
Yeah.
had to download Tubi to watch it.
Me too. Yeah.
But-
I don't know. The Tubi's got some stuff.
I know. I noticed that too.
I've
And it's
never
free.
had Tubi. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
free
Shit.
with ads, but I mean,
Why not?
Not
Yeah,
bad.
it's like IMDb TV. I mean,
Right.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not bad. Okay. Well, anyways, what do we talk about next here?
Well, we got two more. What do you guys want to?
We got three
Oh,
more.
we got three.
Holy
more, yeah.
shit! Forgot we had a
Yeah.
third one.
Yeah.
Are we trying to keep going with like our ranking system of like saying it 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
Sure.
the next one that we think is the next worst.
Oh boy.
Patricia, I
You know
think-
what
I
mine
think
is?
we know Patricia's.
Yeah, I'll still say it.
All right,
Oh, okay.
count it down.
1, 2, 3.
Saw.
Drag me to hell.
Oh,
no.
shit! All right, exiled.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right. Well, we all said Saw, right?
Yeah.
Saw. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've seen this one 1,000 times. My
Yeah,
my
twice.
lovely
Me
mother,
too.
she upbringing me with all the great gangster films and then
Nice.
Saw films.
Right when you get home
Yeah.
from school, it's like
Yeah.
your mom. Come on, Alex.
Final
Saw 6
Destination.
today."
Instead of baking cookies, she's like, "Let's go watch another
Exactly,
horror movie."
and you wouldn't
School's
expect
not done
it.
yet.
Knowing her, talking to her, I haven't heard that woman swear once in her life, and then we watch Goodfellas, we're like, fuck! Every
Such a
like
surprise.
0.5 seconds,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I told her that I was talking about her on this, and she was like, "Oh, everyone's gonna think I'm a bad person." I'm like, "No, I don't think so." I mean, I'm glad she introduced me to these things.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's great. My parents just ask me why every time. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch like Saw, and they're like, why would you do that to yourself? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
enjoy it. I don't know what you
I
mean.
like suffering. But-
Yeah. Saw. I'm not gonna lie. It's not my favorite. I rewatching this first one though. I see the value of the first movie at least. It's like the genesis of the idea
is.
and everything, and it's like the first playing of that idea. I don't know. I've seen like bits and pieces of the next 8 or whatever, and that's kind of where I checked out. Just being like,
Yeah.
they just have to one up themselves every
It
movie
just
after
turns
that.
into a
I-
giant body horror fest.
Right.
I have thoughts about that because if you notice, like I picked this because James Wan. I love James
Oh, yeah.
Wan,
Nice.
but I
Have you
noticed
seen *Malignant*?
I did, and I feel like we have disagreeing
Ooh.
opinions on it. So one second.
Quick little malignant sidebar.
I feel like James Wan, and when I looked at what he actually directed, he always like directs the first and then maybe the second, and then he just hands it off, and it just goes like
Crashes
the quality
and
is
burns.
just
For sure.
awful. Even
Yeah.
with The Conjuring
Oh, yeah.
3, like I was kind of bored with that.
It was.
With
It was
the
such a
third
step
one?
down from
It
the other
was,
two, and it was so
then
depressing.
you look and it's like, well, obviously, because now I realize I don't know what he's doing. I'm like, can you please finish something? Like, if
Yeah.
you're gonna give us more, please be more involved because it's just
Yeah.
as soon as he lets go of it,
Yeah.
bad.
I could see that for
Yeah.
sure.
So you didn't like *Malignant*? Huh?
I'm not huge on like monster horror, I guess, because I thought it was predictable. I thought it kind of reverted back to how James Wan used to film, like in Saw. I'm sure you all noticed that wonderful car chase scene with the loud music and the weird background. Like
Yeah.
it kind of felt that way to me, but it just was so predictable. I
But
was
it was
kind of like, I
Fucking
get it.
awesome. I mean,
I liked the action parts. I was like,
Yeah.
that's cool. But like overall, I was like,
it
I'm
was
not.
so fun.
I can't
think
defend you here, man. This is all you.
It was
I
so
think-
fun.
I think. Well, in a horror aspect, it takes a lot to scare me now, because I've seen so much that this was just kind of like
Right, but I think-
another one I've seen where I'd be like, yeah, I saw it.
Right, and I think that's another thing with like how they like advertise this type of movie, like oh, the director of The Conjuring, and it shows all these like horror creepy, but it wasn't really. It was campy horror, It was like
Yeah.
self-aware of what it was, like.
And I think
Yeah.
what bothered me the most was because they were so much like, this is James Wan, where I was like, there's going to be a twist at the end.
Yeah.
And then the twist was the fact that it was her, which wasn't really a twist, because if you look at the start, you're like, yeah, that's obviously her.
I know. I called out the twist or whatever
Yeah.
from the beginning, but
Because, like, you can't
damn it,
predict.
I had a good fucking time the entire time.
But
because-
that's not a James Wan twist. Like, when you watch Saw, did you who had never seen it, did you have any idea that the dead body was him?
No.
I mean, you kept telling me the whole time it was Carrie always, and I was like, no.
He was suspicious.
Yeah.
You cannot blame
With
me.
his, like, very obviously not American
Yeah.
accent. Where he's like,
Yeah,
I'll
It
leave.
was slipping through for sure.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Saw.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry about that sidebar. No one else has really seen Malignant.
I have not
so-
seen. I haven't seen any of the Conjurings either, though. So.
I will
What?
not watch.
No.
I've seen the
The
one
first
with
two
the
are
nun.
Yeah,
The-
I've
yeah,
heard
the
they're really
first
good.
two-
That one's dog shit.
I
No.
The
think,
second, I don't know.
yeah, the nun was awful. I
Not
was
the
so
nun.
hyped
The
for
second
it.
Conjuring.
Oh, that one's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, never again. But
Another
anyway,
sidebar there. So about Saw.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. One problem I had, I guess I'll just bring up is I like Carrie Elwes. I mean, Robin Hood Men in Tights. He's great in Psych. If anyone watches Psych,
Yeah.
you seen Psych?
Oh, yeah.
No, you know that.
I
right?
love him in
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah, he's great in that. But I mean, totally miscast. I think, like, I tried to give him some credit, like the accent was slipping through, and just the hammy acting. Man, I couldn't get behind anything, so that took me out of it a lot on like the tension side of things, kind of. But
I will say, I think the more I watch it, the more it's become not like comedic, but I just enjoy it so much because I think it's hilarious when he starts, especially when he's upset, crying out for his wife.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's so not.
Dude.
He's so like, what accent is this? Because
Yeah.
it's not right.
and I just have a problem like when you're on the set on the day trying to get like this most dramatic moment of your script where it's like he can't reach the phone, like he gets the
Oh,
box and he's like about to reach it, and like it's just like move the phone a foot farther because I can see that he can reach it. Like,
If he would have turned
if
that
he
box,
did anything harder to reach it, he would have reached it. So therefore, anything that happens after that is stupid because why is he chopping his leg off? He could have taken his shirt off and fucking lassoed
That's
the bitch.
what I was thinking.
Like I just don't like that's a director thing. Like on the day, you just like you can't have that. You can't have
Yeah.
that. You know, like
I see that.
that just rubbed me the. And then like
Let
the
it out,
dramatic
man.
like climax chopping with the saw, like fucking
Yeah.
saws. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know.
and
just-
I got really mad at the end because what's his name? Logan, the other
No.
guy,
Adam.
Adam.
white T-shirt guy.
Yeah, he could have gotten out. In
I
the
oh,
beginning,
that
I
is
was
so upsetting.
angry.
Yeah.
I don't like movies like that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Aw. He actually, fun fact, you guys know, like he is the writer with James Wan, and they made
Yeah.
it in college as a short,
Yeah.
which I love because that just I don't know. It just
That's
makes it a little-
he actually wrote and directed like Invisible Man and Upgrade.
Oh.
Yeah.
and he's in the
Upgrade's a lot
Insidious
of
movies.
Yeah,
He's very much so involved.
he's well rounded.
Oh, wow.
I love his new movies. Like the Invisible Man is like
That
one of
one's
my
really good.
favorites. Yeah.
The Invisible Man.
You didn't like it?
I think
Really? I
was
love that
like,
movie.
eh.
I
Actually.
liked it.
I don't- I
a lot.
just-
No
think-
concept of time.
What's
Space.
the argument here? Let's hear it.
Okay, first off, even if there was two of them, how are they communicating for one to get to one house to from the hospital and all that bullshit, and also her in the very end changing into that suit and all that crap? How long was that man like running to the house to how?
I
You
thought
And her makeup
do
and
you
hair
think
was
he
perfect.
drove?
And what?
He could have drove, right?
Well, he was outside the house, and then he comes up to the house after the guy gets killed or whatever. But she just is like comes out with the bag, and she's just like, it's like, oh, you had time to do your hair too, I see.
Yeah, I think I got to rewatch this movie. But
I don't
No
remember
concept
any
of
of it.
time,
Yeah,
no
I
concept
didn't-
of space, anything.
maybe I overlooked
just-
those
maybe.
inconsistencies.
It
I
just
just
wasn't
remember
that
her
scary.
slapping.
Like,
No.
how long was her drive over back to her house? And then like, he was there. I know
Well,
there was two of them,
There's two people in suits.
but
you can explain away every inconsistency with two people in suits, right?
yeah, but after the one, no,
No.
she's not two people in suits. She was one person in suit at the end.
All right, well, that's true. Okay, I get what you mean. Like you're saying that she changed into the suit too quickly.
And then after she killed him, she changed
Yeah.
out of the suit way too quickly for that
That's
guy to get
true.
up to the
Uh-huh.
house. And she was out of the suit, walking out, and she was just kind of like, huh,
Well, you
And
gotta
her
act
hair
like
was fine. Everything was fine about her. You put a suit on like that covers your head like a goddamn, sock.
So what I'm hearing is that you have the same problem. Like it's on the day on the set.
Yes.
Like what the fuck is going on with the hair?
It's like we need her to win this,
Mm-hmm.
and we need it to be, oh, she's going to use the suit against him. Let's make that happen, but let's not give a fuck about anything else. That's what we're going to make happen, and we're going to make it happen, God damn it. So that's what it felt like to me.
Oh well, okay.
Maybe she had really good hairspray, Alex.
Right,
Maybe
she was in the bathroom.
big sexy hair. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the
It
only
up.
thing I could see being reliable. But sorry, that was
Okay, guys, back to Saw. Back to Saw, guys. Lee Winnell was in it. That's all I was
Yes.
trying to say. Jesus Christ.
Just give Invisible Man another watch, and trust me,
Oh,
all right,
God.
it'll enrage you.
All right, I
All right.
will.
The reason I didn't like it is because you say give it another watch, and I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I watched it one other time with my wife.
The-
and she liked it.
The inventiveness of finding like terror in an empty shot was like enough
was
to
the
me
only
to
good
be
part
like,
about it.
this is a good movie. Like it like that movie was filmed for so cheap, and by turning a camera in an empty room, and like I felt actual like fear, not like oh my god, but I felt like the tension of like, ooh, I don't know
Yeah.
what the
Right.
fuck.
That was the
is-
only good part about it. That was the redeeming quality.
That was the whole movie.
no.
Okay. All right, back to Saw, guys.
Yeah,
we'll
back
talk
to
about
Saw.
Invisible Man
Saw.
next week.
Yes.
So Saw.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Saw.
do you like this series a lot though? You've seen all of them.
I don't say it's like one of the like I don't know if guilty pleasure is a good word to ever use, just because you
Mhm.
know if you like it, you like it. Don't be guilty about it. But like
Yeah.
I enjoy violence. I enjoy blood. I enjoy gore. I don't think they're like good movies necessarily. The acting falls off tremendously as the movies go on because they're just basically like, well, we're gonna kill these people. They don't need to act. They just need to be
Well,
dead.
they lose the whole point of the story
They
as
do.
it goes on,
And
and
they
they
do.
even kind of call themselves out on it. They're like, "Hey, you can't really escape this trap."
Right.
I have seen all of them as well,
Yeah.
Okay.
so I get what you're saying, but yeah, no.
It's just for me. It's fun to watch people die.
In
Maybe I
fucked up,
shouldn't say,
twisted
yeah,
ways.
maybe I shouldn't say it like that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I like
Like-
blood,
We all
I
heard
like
it.
gore. I like that kind of shit. I enjoy it. I have a good time. Sometimes I just get a hankering to see a lot of blood on the screen, so yeah, I'll pop on a Saw or Final Destination. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a
I don't
good
mind
time.
Final Destination. You know. Like,
That one's a
It
little different with
was-
the fate stuff.
Yeah.
It was.
Again, the first two were pretty good. The third one was.
I've only
Yeah.
seen the one with the roller coaster.
That's the third one.
third one.
Oh. It was okay.
Anyway, Saw.
Back
Saw.
to Saw.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I enjoy myself every time I watch them. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only thing. It's like one of those things that kind of brings me back to the childhood, you know, because I don't know if that's a good thing to pair with Saw, but you know, it's just it's fun for me to watch, and
Yeah.
I don't know. The first one, in terms of funness of like gore and stuff, it probably doesn't rank up there with the other ones where I just want to turn something on and completely shut my brain off and just
Yeah.
watch
Yeah,
people
it's,
die.
It's pretty tame compared to like,
It is.
especially when you hear people talk about Saw, where they're like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
just gore. Like, how can you watch that?" And then you watch the first one. I
Right.
even got my sister to watch it, and she hates horror.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty
It's
tame.
like thrillery.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's definitely not like straight just horror.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even categorize it under horror personally.
Yeah.
I would just like you said, thriller maybe. You know, I don't know.
Like
Yeah.
a psychological.
I was
thriller
getting like
kind of-
Mad 7 vibes watching it. Like, have you guys seen 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even with the two detectives, it felt like almost they were trying to replicate the Morgan Freeman Brad Pitt
Yeah.
kind of dynamic a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe that kind of leaned into like the watch for me. But
Yeah. This is definitely the best made out of them all. Although my favorite's definitely the second one, I think.
The second one
Just-
is
yeah.
Where
the
they up
second
the
one. The
stakes.
twist for me.
Yeah, it's-
I literally it's oh I don't know, I don't really want to say it
Oh, you're
because
good.
if you haven't seen
Go
it,
ahead.
but like
You guys haven't seen any other ones?
It's
I've seen like
such
bits
a-
of like a lot of them, but not all.
I have
of them.
never.
the first three, in my opinion, are the
They are
good
the
ones.
best.
I read
like,
all the
I don't even
synopses
remember.
after watching Saw because I was just like curious.
Yeah.
So like I could tell like the first three were like the planned ones kind
They were
of.
definitely more thought out.
And then after that, it seems like
Yeah.
Jigsaw's gone, and then it's more just like how do
Doesn't
we
really.
how do we keep
Like,
this
What
alive?
is it?
Yeah.
The first, the fifth one where he's like it opens up with him getting sawed in half with a giant.
Yeah,
Saw.
yeah.
That's one of the ones I remember the most, just because that's the opening scene, and I'm like, nice. This is starting off good.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we're going by like favorite traps and stuff, the one that I like will never get out of my mind, I think it's in the third one where the dude is like strapped in and every like bone is attached
Oh.
to a thing that twists.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So the farther it goes, like
That's
the
terrifying.
longer it takes to get.
I
I'm sorry,
remember-
Patricia.
Like the one that viscerally stuck out to me, just from like it's one that he put a key behind somebody's eye,
Yeah.
right?
I think you were talking about that
And
one.
he has to they have to dig
Yeah.
it out. That's the one that like when I was a kid, I was like, oh god, like that one stuck with me.
There was the one where it was, I think, the big Indian man, and he got his ribs ripped out. I think that was his.
Oh, like the angel one where.
Yeah, was that the Indian
haven't
man?
seen
He
that
had
one.
like stuff
Yeah.
tied to each one of his ribs, and it ripped them all out.
Yeah.
And then the giant guy on the ice where it's melting, and it
No,
slams his
yeah.
head.
Oh my
That was
goodness.
fucked up.
So I
Good
did read
times.
I did read the end, so like the end movie or whatever synopsis too. So Carrie Elwes, like that's the major twist right at the end of it.
Well,
all,
at the
like-
end of the 7th one, yeah, he does come back. I think I was telling you that.
Yeah, because I saw him in the movie again. I was like, how is he packing the story? And that's what made
Yeah.
me read it.
Yeah.
Well, I think they even explain it more in Jigsaw. I've
Really?
watched after the third one. The
Yeah,
ones
you
I've
kinda-
seen
they're just
kind
a
of just
blur.
blur together. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Just dead.
And I had no
I
interest
think
in watching
I think it is more
those.
explained in
Yeah.
Jigsaw.
Yeah, because he's kind of like
He's like
Jigsaw's doctor
The
after
se-
that.
Yeah, okay.
Which
Like the secret assistant or whatever.
My question is, I get that he's like with him now, but his wife and child are still alive, and the whole point was to
Yeah.
make him appreciate them. So does Jigsaw just be like, "Oh yeah, they're dead, stay with me," or
That's-
does he like?
That's kind of what rubbed me the wrong way at the end of the first Saw. Is like they do the twist, which the first time I saw it, didn't see it coming. I was like, "Ooh, that's cool." And then after you know it, it's kind of fun too because you're just watching
Yeah.
Jigsaw in the middle of the room, just lay there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just kind of like came out of nowhere. Like, then I don't really understand why Jigsaw decided to close the door on him. I don't understand where Carrie Ellis went after this, and like why they ended the
those-
movie right here.
Those
you know,
that stuff is explained a little
Yeah.
more in the movies, especially like where Carrie always goes, because I think he like ends up
he chops
what
his
is it
leg.
like? He cauterizes his leg on a
Yeah.
hot pipe, so that's why he doesn't die.
Gotcha.
But I will say, I know y'all don't have the highest opinion of Saw, but every time I see Adam's face as he's closing the door, I just like get chills. I love it so much, and he's like game over, and then
Yeah.
he's just screaming. I was like, oh, I love it so much.
She was watching me watching.
I was like, dude, like
She
that
loves
happy.
it
I'm like,
so
this is so
Yeah.
good. You were on the edge of your seat the whole time,
Yeah.
and you kept being like, oh, Zep's a red herring, and I'm like, yeah,
I was right though.
You were, but you,
The
you
dude
didn't
from
keep
Lost.
going.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I was like, wait, there's like 3 people
There
from
are a
Lost.
lot
I
of
was like,
people
oh my
from
god.
Lost. Yeah.
But anyway, I was right that he was a red herring. That he was probably part of the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then you still thought it was Carrie.
Yeah, he was really suspicious. It
sure.
is him though,
I
right?
think it's just the acting.
Yeah.
His acting was
Yeah, I
suspicious.
was like, there's not something right here.
He gets recruited after this movie, yes,
Right.
and then that's the big
Just
twist.
like
at the
fucking
7th,
everybody.
which is the only good part. Yeah, that is true. Whoever you see in the movie and the next one, if they're there, they're working for him.
Yeah.
Well.
Like the third one is the girl from the second one, and
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
Amanda.
Twists.
Well, even
Oh.
in the second one, Amanda's working for
Yeah,
him,
she is. Yeah.
but then it's like the detective, but not really, and then
Yeah.
it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Got to keep the twist. Like the script of the first one was pretty solid too. Like the discoveries along the
Yeah.
way and all that. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it left suspense and mystery. and
Yeah.
One thing that frustrated me, I think it's just the directing, dude. Whenever they threw the key, it's like they throw the key behind them, and then they're like not even ready for to like catch it. That just like pissed me off, dude.
I
Like
was-
every
Adam
single
cannot
key
throw.
I
throw.
did. I
Yeah.
pointed that
Yeah.
out. I was like, they're just awful
They're
at
terrible.
throwing.
But then the what was the last time they needed to throw something? It was
It
like,
was perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like,
They've
okay,
had 20
well-
throws to practice. You know?
that was when I was like, wait, is Adam the best?
Yeah.
Because he was doing it on purpose.
Oh man.
But
It does, to go back to what you were saying, why it frustrates you so much about the fact that Adam could have gotten out at the beginning. I never thought about it until I watched it with you, and you pointed out, like, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
What would have changed in the story if he had been wandering around the room free?
I don't know. I just hate that fact that he could have gotten
Well,
out.
even if he was not chained up, I mean, the door wasn't going to open.
Or would it?
Could you have hopped
No.
through the camera hole?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it
It
was
might have been too small.
bulletproof glass, wasn't it?
Well,
where
I
the
know they
camera was?
broke the glass.
Yeah, and then there was,
a
like-
hole, right? Or was there still glass?
No, there was
Like
there was
another layer
really
of
thick glass
something?
because he was throwing because Adam's only move is to throw things.
Yeah.
He was throwing things at it, and Carrie was like, "That's not gonna,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work."
Sometimes a dead shot, sometimes throws it to the fucking corner.
Yeah, to the other side of the world. It's just like- but why would he put the key there?
What key?
In
The
the-
key
the
that lets
bathtub?
Adam out.
I think
You know what
it
I mean?
was. I think it was
Yeah.
gonna add suspense to the fact that Carrie had to kill. I keep calling him Carrie. Larry had to kill
Larry.
Adam, and if you
Lawrence.
have Adam running around knowing that Larry is trying to kill him, who's chained up, how's he gonna execute that plan?
Oh,
It would have added a whole another level of like interesting mind games and jigsaw games, but
Yeah.
since he kind of fucked himself over in the first second of the movie,
right.
it does add a different. It makes the whole story different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
I
thing
get
I
it.
one thing I liked too when they were when Larry I keep calling him Carrie.
I know.
Larry pretended to put the poisonous blood a cigarette, and then I was like, oh, and then he got electrocuted, and he was like, you could have, you fucked it all up. I was like, he got electrocuted.
He's like, didn't believe him. Yeah.
But then the blood wasn't poisonous then, right?
It was. Well,
I guess not.
I don't think so.
I don't know. It
could
frustrates
have
me.
been
I don't know
because
why.
he did want him to do it, and if he was going to test to see if Adam was dead or not, he obviously planned that if he used the blood, it would have killed him. I feel like it would have been, because if it was all fake blood, you might as well have used the poison blood.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't actually him.
Yeah, I guess.
No, I'm just confused, but it's okay.
Who would have thought that a conversation on Saw would get this deep?
Right.
Yeah.
This thought.
I will also go in with the rant about how Larry, it just goes like hysterical and it's not really great. I mean, he did get electrocuted really badly. Like he probably got fried with some stuff. Like I don't think.
Just like towards the end where he's like turned into a ghost. And he's
yeah.
I'll get out of here. White shirt guy, I'll do it. Don't worry.
I love that
like,
part.
oh,
We'll be back.
boy.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
I think I just really like, that's one of my things. I kind of like the bad acting, like when he that
campy.
exact part where he's like, "I'll come back," and Adam's like, "No, you won't. Please don't leave." I'm like, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's for some people, not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I get it.
True.
I think I gave this one like 3.5 because I do see the value of the first one specifically more. But
I think if you watch the first 3 and then maybe don't watch the rest of them.
I could see that. Yeah.
I give it 3. Just
Yeah.
good time.
I did like the twist at the end.
Yeah.
Did
I'm a
Jenny-
sucker for a twist. Like, the whole movie could be boring, but if you put a good twist at the end, I'm like, wow, that was
Yes.
so good. And then you
if
watch
they were
it
dead
again.
the whole time. Holy shit, dude. Trisha.
Count us down.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Drag me to hell. How dare you insult
Alex is gone.
Eliminated.
So
Yeah.
now only Matt remains.
Yes,
Congratulations.
I win.
Drag Me to Hell was my pick. I love Sam Raimi, but I went in thinking, you know what, I'm gonna be unbiased. And damn it, I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
I watched the unrated version, so I got an extra 10 minutes of love.
Oh,
So-
I didn't know there was one. Why didn't
Yeah.
we find that?
I don't know,
What was
Oh my
unrated
goodness.
about it?
I don't know. Did you guys have the bloody nose scene
Yeah.
where he
I mean,
where
Yeah.
she like squirts all
yeah.
over
Yeah.
the guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys have the scene where the giant thing falls on the woman's head and she shoots out her eyes and everything?
yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we did see it unrated.
man. Maybe.
Wait,
Yeah.
because she like, doesn't it go in her mouth?
Mhm.
Which was literally a scene from Evil Dead 2. There was so many. I looked up the trivia. No, I looked up the trivia on
He wrote
IMDb,
this right
and
after
every
Army of
single
Darkness.
thing
Oh,
was
really?
like,
Yeah.
this is from Evil Dead. This is from
He
Evil
wrote
Dead
this
2.
directly after Army of Darkness, and he just waited to make it, which
I appreciate when a director knows their stuff and knows that that's what people are here for. I
Yeah.
can appreciate that.
Yeah.
It was a
was a
lot of
blast.
references.
it was a blast. And then it was every time the woman screamed, something flew into her mouth, and it was just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is awesome. I'm having such a good time. And all the old woman, just her teeth, pulls out her teeth, and it's just
Disgusting.
nasty.
Yeah.
And she's just
Coughing
wiping
up phlegm.
wiping the phlegm on her
Oh,
neck.
yeah.
God.
And when she falls on her with the embalming fluid.
Oh, yeah. I will
was so
say,
it's amazing.
it is interesting to see him do slightly like newer, better, I guess,
Like camp.
special effects, but still do the like Evil Dead stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can
All the
call
sequences
it
were
is-
like fun. Like
do-
that's where the fun and the campiness came in.
Yeah.
Like you could tell like
Yeah.
he's going for like those horror shocking moments, but the fun, like the one that stuck out to me was when the old woman's in her car and she's like stapling her face,
Yeah.
and it's like a brawl in the car.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun. Like
my
and
gosh.
it's weird as
Yeah.
fuck, but like
Yeah.
She looks out the window. I beat you, bitch.
yeah.
Oh, God.
I will say with the dialogue with her towards the end, it kind of got to that like campy feel. Like she would be saying these liners, and you're just like, okay.
Kicks her jaw in. But choke on it, bitch.
That was the perfect line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean because I was like the one like weak link in quotes was like the main actress I thought of this movie.
Yeah, I think
But
she
I-
got stronger.
But
Yeah.
after a certain point, I was like, maybe Sam Raimi knows like she's doing this performance and wants this kind of campy, like
Yeah.
bad acting, but maybe not. So like maybe it's it's just like she didn't elevate it.
I think it got
But I don't
stronger
know.
as the movie went along.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you got Ash. I don't know if you guys watch his series and stuff,
Yeah.
and he's got those
Seen a little bit.
fun, things that he says, like the choke on, or beat you bitch,
Oh,
or
yeah.
choke on a
Yeah.
bitch, things like that. And I thought she kind of like picked up that kind of stuff as the movie went along
Yeah.
more.
And she's
But-
like a totally unprepared character
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
situation, or like she shouldn't be in this situation, and then
Yeah.
she's
Right.
forced to like get those like choke on a
Yeah.
bitch. Like, like, that's what the fun comes from.
I will say, not to like get a little off of this, but one thing that I noticed about the movie was how quickly it made me go from "she did nothing wrong, it's
Yeah.
okay" to "oh my goodness, don't let Justin die," and then all of a sudden it was like, "oh good, she died, not
Right.
him."
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like so quickly I was like, "oh good, it's her."
yeah.
That's one thing. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's one thing I kind of didn't like about this movie. I just didn't care for her. Like, because I knew her from my favorite movie ever, Big Fish.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like, I don't know why. She didn't even speak in the Big Fish movie, so I don't know why I was expecting more from her. But I was just like, this girl, she just needs a nap. And just,
Yeah,
I don't know. I just didn't like her as a character. And at the end, like she said, please don't kill the guy. Because he was so supportive. And he was just, he paid for the,
Wasn't
what was
his
it,
name
like the
Clay?
seance or whatever. I don't know. But I did enjoy, like, towards the end where she got kind of crazy. And she's like, choke on it, bitch. I was like, oh my God, wait.
to me, like the fun of like the first half of the movie is like this character didn't deserve any of this.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
like it's like totally like a miscalculation of like the demon or some whatever the fuck. Almost, it's like on the wrong person. And then it's like literally she did nothing to deserve it.
Yeah.
And then like in a writing sense, you have to like have a character like that's why all the bad guys like kick a fucking dog or something when they walk by. And it's like now they're ready to die because it's like she didn't do anything. And then like she literally kills a cat halfway through.
Oh,
and after that point,
I
it's
was
like
so upset.
now she's deserving. Like
I-
literally, that's what you have to do to like.
When
Yeah.
she killed
Beat
the
it that way.
cat, so much blood flies out.
Yeah.
And then I loved at the end. I don't take your cat back or whatever. And spits it up. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
nice.
when the demon or whatever, I don't remember its name, but when it goes into the
Yeah.
goat's face, I died. I was like, what?
He starts biting the dude.
That was
God. That whole scene was fun as fuck. I thought like
Yeah,
where all
it was
just the
awesome.
random spirits are showing up and stuff.
You lied to me, you whore.
The whole scene when they were at the table, it reminded me of The Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
For some reason, one of my favorite horror movies. I know it's not horror to you, but it's horror to me.
Disney horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite movies. But I was like, oh, I
Wait.
kind of like that part.
The Haunted Mansion is one of your favorite movies?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
now you do. Welcome to my life. Okay, anyway.
Now you understand.
Yeah.
I would classify it like when I watch horror movies, I kind of have like this formula that I do because
let's hear it.
I do want to get
The Scream
scared.
formula,
Yeah.
perhaps.
No,
Hey yo.
but no, I like to like start off with kind of like one that seems like B-list, like it's not gonna be great, it's not gonna be terrible, hopefully. And maybe watch one or two of those to try to get you in the mood. It's like once you start like getting into the horror aspect, you gotta get a little more jumpy, and then put on one that's hopefully really good. So I watch about 3, and then by that time it's like 1, 2 in the morning, and you're watching like Annabelle Creation, which scared me so bad.
And you're looking out the window like.
Yeah. So I would describe this one as one of those I would put on first to like get me like
That's fair.
Really?
wanting to watch.
That's a little
horror.
hurtful, but
No, I get what you
No, I
mean.
don't mean it's like bad. I mean it's like it's one that
It's like a warm up.
yeah, exactly. Like it's good to start watching horror. I don't think it would be one that I put on at the end because I don't think it would scare me because it's fun,
oh yeah.
and I would
Hell of a
rather
time.
watch that first.
I get what you mean.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden
So-
put on like Hereditary and then not
Okay,
sleep.
that's a different type of horror. So you like you want it to like scare the shit out of you, right? Or just make you
I want to feel.
want to
I want to
question.
feel something.
right. So that's what Hereditary, and that's like, yeah, it's a great movie, but that type of horror isn't my favorite type because
Right.
I don't know, I'm not enjoying myself. I'm more so like I need a shower now. I need to get this off of me. But at the same time, I really enjoyed that. Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like that's more psychological, like Midsummer.
Yeah.
But
I think for me personally, what scares me, like I wouldn't even go Hereditary just because I feel like that's just become like if you want to name a scary movie, just say Hereditary, and
Yeah.
people will be like, yeah. Even though that one was more disturbing
Yeah,
for me
it was
than
just fucked
anything,
up.
it just I literally watched it, didn't like it. A year later, I was thinking about it, and I was like, why am I still thinking about this movie? And I was like, oh, maybe it was good. Maybe it
Yeah.
actually did scare me.
It's fucked up.
But for me, what gets me is like, this is gonna sound terrible, but like, you know, Paranormal Activity and The Strangers, where everything's kind of like slightly behind them, and they don't know it's there, but
Yeah.
you know it's there. That terrifies me, and I don't know why. But if
That's
I'm
fair.
watching like Drag Me to Hell, and then maybe I'll watch like, I don't want to say Suspiria, but like something like that, and then I watch Paranormal Activity or The Strangers, then I'm gonna like, okay, now I feel scared.
Yeah.
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 enough.
My brand of horror is usually like human involved, not like anytime it's like demons or spirits and shit like that. I usually just can't take it very
It's
seriously
not
in general.
scary because it takes
Yeah.
itself seriously.
Yeah. So anytime
Yeah.
it's like The Strangers is a good one that I actually like because it's like just people being fucked up and
It
you have to
is.
like deal with the
Yeah.
consequences
Yeah.
of that.
And then like
but
the last line where it's like, why are you doing this? And it's just
we
because you
could-
were there.
Yeah.
You were home.
Yeah. That's like actually scary
Yeah.
stuff for me.
Because to me, that's more realistic.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
People are more frightening than any fucking like. I told my mom to
Yes.
watch Hill House, and she was like, "Is it scary?" I said, "No, it's like a family drama. It's a
Yeah.
thriller. It's fun." Like,
Yeah.
in terms of like his direction, but she watched it and she was like, "You said there was no scary stuff in here. This is scary stuff." I'm like, "Ah, well, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me." So I like what you're saying to
Yeah, I get you.
sort of piggyback off what you're saying. People are just more scary, more.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
The Visit terrified
Oh,
me, but that might
yeah.
be just because I have a fear of old people. And then to combine it with all of that, I was like, I watched that one at like 2 a.m. I was like, I'm not gonna sleep. It's okay.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, this one to me is like I enjoyed it more, like overall of these movies because it's like at times it's like literally slapstick.
Oh, yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
You know, like
But the best kind of slapstick.
yeah, it's great. Like the anvil falling with the eyes popping out.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, wow, I'm literally like watching a clown show.
Right.
Now, you know, like, and there's just like great lines where. I think when the nosebleed comes and the dude's just
Did I
like,
get it in my mouth?
did I get it in my mouth?
He asked it twice, and she's walking out. Is it in my mouth?
Yeah, like the dude that totally deserves what the movie is happening around. He just like doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand the argument of like, what do you define horror as? Like, is this
Yeah.
a good horror movie? Like,
Are you trying to get scared or
Yeah.
just trying to have fun?
Mhm.
Right.
It's- well, unless you get fun or you get scared.
some people want to feel that
I was
way
gonna
though.
say,
Yeah.
being scared can be fun.
Right.
Yeah. Gives
Which
you a
I do
good rush.
like. I did a whole. y'all were there. I did a whole
Yeah.
speech about that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Well, this movie gave me. I think I yelled a lot during this movie.
You did. You jumped a lot.
I jumped a lot.
Really?
So that is scary.
Yeah, there was
me.
a lot of like practical effects, like done well, I thought, and a lot like the fun of it was there, but also like the shocking nature of it was there too for most of the moments. I thought.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Anything demon, I don't fuck with that one. I don't know. I just I get really scared because
Yeah.
like I would hear a story like my mom would tell stories about like her childhood home being haunted, and then now to me it's real. So whenever I see a movie with demons or spirits, I'm like fuck, this could be real.
Right.
As opposed to like, you know, monsters. I guess I'm like more okay. This kind of looks fake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think I'm more scared of the demons.
that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
You know.
I think I agree with you on that because I don't know how I feel about like demons
Yeah.
and stuff, but
Yeah.
like monster movies especially, they don't really get me at all.
Yeah.
But sometimes the demons and the spirits,
Yeah.
they can be a little much.
I'd rather get murdered than be possessed by an evil demon.
I get you.
Really?
You know? Yes. Yeah.
They're just like literally like dancing in your body, like fucking.
Yeah.
With you.
Like no, I think that's why I enjoy
But look how
Scream
much
more.
fun that guy
but-
was having dancing though.
Yeah, he's got the moves.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, no. I don't fuck with the demons. Heck no.
All right.
Even silly ones.
Well, it depends. But no
I feel like
to
these were just
demons.
silly.
When I found out it was like a
They did
demon
that well.
kind of thing, I was like, nope. Nope. But I watched it anyway. But I don't know. I hate demonic.
Yeah.
Anything.
Did you see this ending coming, or what did you feel of that?
Well, I really thought that Clay was gonna be the like because he would own the coin.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
you know, like when I didn't even notice it. She pointed it out.
Sorry.
And she was like, "Oh, guess what's in another envelope that looks like a coin?"
Yeah.
As soon as she picked up that envelope, I saw the outline. I was like, oh, that's the quarter.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the whole
Why
end the
wouldn't you
card, like,
check?
"Oh no, where's my envelope?" Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit."
Well, as soon as it all fell down, you were like, okay.
Yeah.
Here
I
we
did like
go.
the ending because, like,
It's not a happy ending.
exactly.
Right? They followed through with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My favorite
that's
kind of
true.
ending.
Yeah.
Kill off the main character. Fuck them.
Exactly.
That is true, because that's with, like, The Conjuring and stuff. My, like, one complaint is it's so predictable. You know they're not going to die.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna get
You know
out
it's
of
going
it
to be
somehow.
fine.
Mhm. Yeah.
It is nice when it's...
It was a bold ending. Like, I'll give it
Yeah,
credit
I
for
think
what
so,
it did.
too.
Yeah.
She went straight to hell.
Yeah, basically.
That's
Choke on
still
it, bitch.
so... It's so... Because at the beginning, knowing that, like, she's going to go straight to hell, and it's not even like she's going to die. It's like, you're going to hell
Yeah.
forever. I was like, I feel, like, uneasy for her. Like, this is awful. But then
Yeah.
once you get to the end, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, thank goodness it's
Yeah.
not clay. I'm like, oh, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting the coin to go to someone else, and then the ending's gonna be like, oh, blah blah blah, blah, like this looming twist, blah blah blah. But I did like that she was dragged to hell, and
Cut the title.
and Justin Long could just look at her and just cry.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
no.
see?
The look on his
his
face,
face.
yeah, it's just
I
like
was like, oh,
terrifying.
at least you're safe.
Yeah.
But
Stay on the
God.
train track.
God, like his parents didn't like her anyway, so
Yeah.
Well, that's no reason to
I
send
was
someone
kidding.
to hell.
I know,
Right.
but she killed a
Maybe.
cat.
That was
Yeah.
unacceptable. That was
Yeah.
Where she crossed the
had
line.
good intentions. I mean, it's
To get-
like
to lift
you
the
know,
curse.
And for what though? It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, she
Waste.
thought it
Well,
was.
she
Oh,
she
yeah.
messed up.
She was like,
That's
you
true.
know, I want to save my life, and if a cat has
Oh,
to
that's
die to do
true.
it, I might have to hack up
Yeah.
a cat.
She
And
could have
then-
literally gone and got any other animal. Like, do you know
Right.
how easy it would have
Your
been to
own
buy like
cat.
a chicken?
It was a very
Yeah.
rash decision. You know,
It-
like,
Would
it
a
did not
chicken
make
been
sense
more
to me.
impactful as her hacking up a cat? How desperate she was to
Did
not
you
go to
notice
hell.
the cat didn't have a name either? They kept calling it like kitten. They're like,
Really?
yeah, do you see the kitten? And I was
didn't
like,
wanna
are we
give it
not
a name.
supposed to become attached? Because I'm already attached. I saw it and I was attached.
right. Once you see the cat, you're
Think
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
impact, how
Had
desperate
my,
she
like,
was.
had my cat next to me,
I
and I
get
was
it.
like,
Yeah.
don't watch.
I guess she did need a sacrifice, right? That's
Yeah.
what the book said.
It could
yeah,
have
but
been
then
anything.
yeah, but then you get there and he's like, "Oh, it's not an exact science." He's like,
That
"What,
dude
is there
was
any
just
science
scared.
behind it?" Like,
Did she even read the book? That was like my main complaint. She just started hacking at that cat, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Right.
"Did you read the book?
Right.
Are you doing it right?
You're not
Like,
even-
if you're gonna go for it, read the book. Make sure it's
follow
not
the
like
proper
some, like,
instructions.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need some symbols and stuff? You
Yeah.
literally, if I went and murdered
Right.
a chicken, it doesn't
Need
mean I'm gonna
pictures?
ward off a ghost or a demon.
Right.
I'm just saying.
If I made the rash decision to murder my cat, I'm gonna make sure I do it right,
Right,
and not just
yeah.
make it out of in a vain attempt of.
How would you do
something.
it right, though? This comes back to the phrase of many ways to skin a cat. So how would it be right?
I mean, did she get instructions from the dude on how
Yeah,
to
she had
sacrifice?
a whole book on it, and
Right.
I never saw her open it. I just saw her
But
stabbing.
she would have killed the cat regardless. So if think about it. We would be having this conversation if she delicately murdered this cat.
Maybe
we'd be having
she-
this conversation, but you guys would still be in an
No,
uproar.
maybe she had to smear the blood on the walls or something.
or
she
make
missed
it
that
into
step.
like a symbol. Like
Right.
there's a lot of stuff.
You can't just
I guess
call
I
it
didn't read
after
the
you
book.
bury it. Guys, you guys don't know sacrificing. Jeez.
Shit.
Yeah, you act like you've never done this before.
Yeah, sorry,
on.
I'm a little rusty. All right,
After all the violence you've endured, I
Yeah,
thought like you would know. You
you'd
know?
think.
It's just if you're gonna do a sacrifice, there is always a method.
There's
Like you have to
steps.
do it a precise way.
She
I'm
was
just
pretty
saying.
precise. The cat's dead.
No,
Toss it in the backyard and bury it. Not very
Yeah.
precise to me.
well that's just
Okay.
like saying if you kill someone, it's just a sacrifice.
Would you prefer
just
to
no
throw it
matter
in the
what.
dumpster?
No, I would build an altar and
Yeah.
smear the blood on
Candles,
The, yeah,
candles are
Then
important.
what would you do
Yeah.
to get rid of the cat, though?
I
You're just
would
gonna let it
present
stink
it to the
there?
demon. If it like, I'm
If it-
making this decision to sacrifice my animal. I'm fucking doing it right. That's all I'm saying.
And if they accepted it, they probably would take the corpse.
Right. Yeah. This will be off
She
my
didn't even
hands soon.
present it. You know,
It
she
was
just, like,
it was
killed,
just hastily
buried.
done.
In the
Right.
backyard.
Sloppy.
You've
If I was
convinced
the
me.
demon, I'd be like, "What was that?"
No,
like, you
that's
gotta
what he did. He
piss
spit it
poor
back up. He's
forward.
like, take this back, bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was sloppy, and he's
It's
like,
dirty.
"You didn't even care. There was no effort."
She was in a panic, okay? She didn't have time to make an altar. She had 3 days.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
That's
true.
plenty of time to first of all get a chicken, and not kill her own cat.
What about the city ordinance? Where's she going to find a chicken?
the city ordinance.
Guys,
What do
we're
you
getting in the weeds here.
Yeah.
You can't order. You can't just have a chicken roaming around. So where's she
Well,
gonna
go
get a
steal
chicken from?
someone else's chicken. Go to a farm. You can find, if you are desperate enough, you can find another animal to kill that's not your own
I
cat.
think I also would have been able to curse somebody because I know halfway through the movie she was like trying to get the button to somebody else, and she's like, "I can't do it." And
Yeah, I
which
would
is
have just
like,
handed it out to.
I
somebody.
could find somebody who
Yeah.
deserves
Like
it.
even that
She
old
waited
man,
too
he's lived a
long.
long life. You know, let him. Who
Right.
cares? He's married. She
I will
lived a long
say
life too.
the one thing with that is it's not like you're killing someone again. It's you're sending them to hell.
Yeah,
So
but
maybe
fuck it.
find someone already
That's true.
going.
I bet that
That's
man.
what, I would find someone worth it. You know.
Exactly.
Like the old man.
Or if you're going to just give it to someone random, her mistake, she stayed too long. She would look at someone and be like, maybe I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Waited, realized they were a person.
What's your
and
life
then
story
moved on.
actually? No? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're a person. Maybe I shouldn't do it then.
Right. That's true.
Just give it to someone.
I would just give it to like I said, that
I
some
would've
old
given
man.
it to the waitress because she was
Yeah.
being kind of rude.
It's true.
You know.
Well, you said to
Or
give
You're
it to
not
the
getting a
one
tip
dude.
and you're going to hell.
Just go to the old woman's daughter or whatever she was.
That's what I
Oh
was
yeah.
thinking.
Well, she probably
She'd
would have
know what
been
to do.
smart. She probably would have been smart enough to be like, hell
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
Keep your button.
Anywho,
Anyway.
Although everything could have been solved if you just opened the envelope.
True.
You know, like she just wasn't. What we're coming to, she's just made bad decisions,
Yeah,
right? I
basically.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Though the original bad decision, which was declining her for a loan, it was it really bad?
that was not her.
That
fault.
was
100%.
Yeah, that was the whole reason for getting cursed. Was
Yeah.
kind
You know,
of
shame.
I was
Johnny.
like, dude, I was like, this old lady has terrible expectations right now.
Right.
Yeah.
She's like, the cursing was not justified at all.
No,
I
not
guess
at all.
she is what we call a Karen.
Yeah,
a scary
You know,
Karen.
Scary
Scary
Karen.
with nasty teeth.
yeah.
Yep. The one that she was like taking it out. I was like, nope,
Yep.
big
Yep.
nope, immediately no. Okay.
I had a good time though. I gave this one 4 stars just because I don't know. Sam Raimi just knows his
He
style.
does.
Yeah.
And it's a blast. 4.5 for me. I'm bouncing between the two.
Yeah. I
Really
did
good
enjoy
novel.
watching it, even though I was, I screamed like half the movie.
He knows his audience.
Yeah.
I give it
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Top dog
Well,
Top
Yeah.
second to top dog.
for you.
For you, Alex.
Although I will say, I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I did. I
Really?
didn't think it was going to be as smart as it was.
Yeah.
Wait, had you never seen it
No,
before?
this is my first time.
Nice.
Really?
I've seen like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm
Uh-huh.
Street,
All the
Halloween.
references.
I've seen all the references.
Mhm.
you
I
know.
love-
What's your favorite scary movie?
I love all the Wes Craven references
Yeah.
because it is his movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who picked this
I-
one? Patricia? Was this you?
Well, okay, I have to admit, when we all were like, let's pick a director, I did not know anything. I was like, Renee, you know me, you can pick for me. She picked the perfect movie for me.
I knew. I was like, as soon as you're like, pick a horror movie for me, I was like, I'll give you the one that I know people who don't like horror, they will watch this
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
I'd watch this again.
Yeah.
It's so good. And the
Yeah.
new one coming out, I'm so excited.
Me too. Yeah, the new trailer just dropped.
Yeah,
Looks
I
pretty
saw
good.
it. I'm so excited. I really hope it's Stu. I just
Oh, yeah.
Matthew.
Matthew.
He's my
Lillard.
favorite. I'm feeling woozy, man. I love it.
But anyway, yes, I did pick this.
Yeah, this is like probably my favorite horror franchise.
Mm-hmm.
One, it's human related, obviously.
Right,
It's all just
yeah.
like human shit. But yeah, the self-referential stuff, all the meta stuff, I'm around
Yeah.
here for that kind of stuff. But it's also like it's like actually scary. And
Yeah.
it's, like,
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah, I don't know. Like just the first scene with Drew Barrymore,
Yes.
Yeah.
it sets everything you need to know.
The fact that they kill their star, which
Yeah.
no one ever does,
Yeah.
Right.
in the first 5 minutes. I
Shocking.
mean, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's probably the headline star for like
Mhm.
anyone who's going to see that, and then first 5 minutes gone.
I mean, she's
Right.
she's literally like the front of the poster,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, this is Drew Barrymore,
Yeah,
and then
right.
it's like, no.
Just kidding.
Yeah, and those like some terrifying death scenes too to start it off with, like just the guts. Of
I didn't
the
expect
expect as much violence as
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
like hanging from the tree.
Yeah.
You're like, woo, we're in it.
Yeah. I had a blast.
The one that scared me the most, I think, was the garage one.
Really?
I don't know why. Like,
It's so
she was just
unrealistic.
like, I don't know, she was just like,
The neck
I don't-
moves.
yeah. It's like, oh god, and she was just hanging there.
Yeah.
And,
I have a question. Would you guys consider this campy at all?
I'd say there's a good amount of camp.
Which
the
is
self-awareness
Right,
part,
yeah.
where it's like they
Kinda brings
when
it.
they're when what's his name is watching the horror movie and he's
Yes.
like, Jamie,
It's
turn
behind
around, and then she's watching him watch it, and he's like, turn around, he's right there. I love
Yeah.
that.
I was
so
watching. I was like,
perfect.
yes, thank you for putting this in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would. That's why I really liked it. Was this how it was so self-aware of what it was, you know? So I don't know.
It's really fun too. You should watch it again, like people who just watched it for the first
Yeah.
time, because I had a great time watching it. Like, you know who the killers are now, and you can see like their thought processes, kind of, or like how they're covering for each other in each scene.
Yeah.
And like the first scene when he comes into the window to meet with Nev Campbell, what's Sydney Prescott, like. He just came from killing Drew Barrymore. Like that, I don't know. Some of those things didn't register at first.
That's
so
when
was
I
like,
knew
huh.
immediately it was him.
Yeah.
Because he came straight to her window right after that scene. I was like, okay, he's the killer.
Right.
I didn't expect Shaggy to be the other guy.
For sure.
But
Yeah.
I
Well,
really
did
loved
you
him. He was awesome.
when he gets murdered, well, not actually murdered, but what did you think then though?
See, I was a little puzzled at that, but then I was like, "There's got to be multiple ones." Even
Right.
Sarah took a bath through the whole thing, except she came back at that party or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, maybe there's two of them." I'm like, "Maybe you're onto something here."
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a little puzzled then, and then I thought of, "Oh, maybe there is another one," but because I mean, they were, you know, it was a little suspicious of Shaggy that he was like, "Go get me a beer," and then she never comes back, and he doesn't even give a fuck.
Yep.
I think at that point it starts to become more clear that he's involved.
Yeah.
Before that though, I wouldn't. The first time I watched it, I had no idea.
Right.
Even though I realized, I was telling you on the way here, that literally like some of his first lines is being like, "Oh, it takes a man to kill someone like that." Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I could do it," and it's like, "Cause you did do it."
Oh god.
And then Jamie Kennedy's character, I forget his name too, but he calls them out multiple times through the movie that they could be the killers.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
it's all right there, but
Yeah.
like you don't believe it the first time you watch it. It's great.
I think that I can't think of the greasy-haired guy. Looks like he never showers.
Skeet Ulrich.
Oh,
That's
the
movie- that's
boyfriend?
the
Yeah, the
actor.
boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah,
What? I can't remember any of their
What is
names.
his
I can't
name?
either.
Except for
Is it
Deputy
Steve?
Dewey.
Is it Steve? Was it Steve?
No, it's not
No,
Steve.
it was
Wait, who?
The
the
greasy hair
boyfriend.
boy, the boyfriend.
Skeet.
That's
no,
the
what's
actor.
his name
Oh.
in the movie?
Well,
Billy.
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 What was it?
I
Oh,
called
he
him
really,
something different,
he
but I
really
don't wanna say
sold
it.
the whole, you know, crazy. I mean, his
Oh, yeah.
look alone was like, that's how when he peeked in the window, I'm like, God damn, I don't want to date this guy.
And some of the ways he was talking about movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's clearly the guy on the phone right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But,
I do like the scene where he tells the movie guy, he's like, "Well, you know all the movies, so why aren't you the killer?" And he goes, "You're absolutely right, I could be." And it's like, wait a second.
Is that in the video store you're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that's just like
funny.
a great scene too, because it's like he's being like called out that it could be him, Billy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Shaggy comes up and he like is like, yeah, it could be you. Like he's trying to push the blame away from him. Like I don't know, it's just like way smarter than I thought
Yeah.
at first.
Right.
Too. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be as smart as it was, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know what to. I thought it was going to be like, you know, the other slasher films out there that are just
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, that was fun to watch. But it was more than just fun. I mean, I had fun, but also at the same time, it was like well written, well structured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. All in all.
Definitely fun to watch again too,
For
because there's
sure.
so much. Like I don't even know all the like hidden stuff in there, especially with like Wes Craven. He puts so much, like the fact that he's in the Freddy sweatshirt
Yeah.
as the
I
janitor.
caught that
Yeah.
for sure.
I love that.
And what I really like too is like it kind of tried to keep you guessing who the killer, like the principal acting like
Mhm.
you know,
Right,
maybe it's him.
suspicious,
You
yeah.
know, and
He gets
I don't know.
killed.
It was just fun that the cop, you know, he was kind of suspicious that because
Deputy
he was always
Dewey.
yeah, 'cause
Dewey?
he was
Yeah.
always like gone whenever they would happen. And
He's
he
just such an
Yeah.
idiot.
And he
though.
was like, "Yeah, let's go take a walk in the woods,
Right.
not
Yeah.
with my car. Let's go." I was like, "It's Dewey!"
Yeah.
And then it wasn't.
that's what made it even more fun because it kept you guessing, even
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
you're like it's obvious it's this guy with the crazy eyes and the greasy hair. He obviously doesn't have time to shower because he's killing
Hey.
everybody.
He was hot, Alex.
Don't know about that one.
It's question. Okay.
It's okay.
It's
But that's why I was like, it's him, because he cannot be hot and a good person at the same time, you know?
It just doesn't happen.
I
It
will
just doesn't
say
happen.
the only way I'd say he is attractive is the fact that he is the murderer.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when he's got the fake blood on him and stuff. And
When he got
that
crazier,
whole
I was like,
scene.
Yes.
I see that.
Yeah, that is kind of hot.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck's going on here? Dude?
There was when he was down there too, talking about how the virgins don't get killed, and she's upstairs, you know, giving
Yeah.
away her little flower, as Monica would call it. But anyway, she's giving it away, and it's like,
Oh
Yep.
shit.
Here we go.
And then he
Yep.
gets murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just super smart. I
Yeah.
didn't expect it. So
And it was right before he was like, wasn't he like, what do I have to do to prove to you that I'm not the killer? He's like, "Bah, bah, bah." Oh, he's dead. I was like, oh shit, because I really thought it was him, and then it was him, and I was like, I was right, but I was wrong, because
Yeah,
you know,
'cause-
yeah.
In that one moment, you're like, oh, okay,
Oh,
who
yeah.
actually
Yeah,
is it
everything
then?
you thought is now like wrong, kind of.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone except Sydney for me was a suspect.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, every time someone comes on screen, I'm like, she's suspicious. What's
Yeah.
she about? You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
I
what's
didn't
like
enjoy it.
fun to me. Like this villain character, like you have Freddy and Jason, all them. They have their own like shtick. But like this is like terrifying to me because it takes is like two people that just like want to make something out of
Yeah.
like of themselves, or like with like they can like plot a terrible scheme to like
Yeah.
make themselves famous or whatever.
yeah,
They're
Like-
literally like just bored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they know that they can do it.
right.
Yeah.
And then there's like sadistic enough. One of the best lines is like, movies don't create psychos, movies make psychos more creative.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just like totally encapsulates those characters
Yeah.
and how they
Yeah.
think.
And then like right after that, where Sydney's like, I called the police, and Stu's just like, my mom's gonna be so mad.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what you're concerned about. You
Right.
killed like how many people,
Right.
but your
Yeah.
mom's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
I love
Yep.
it.
Yeah. They're still like teenagers just doing
Right.
dumb shit. Yeah.
the fact that they were also like friends scared me a lot. That they could
The two
do
of
that.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
they're
know
like
what I
hatching
mean?
that scheme.
Yeah.
And like living that
It's like
secret
so
life.
weird. I'm like, would you murder me?
Maybe.
You know?
I really like the scene when they're stabbing each other, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you stabbed me too easy,
Sorry, too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun too, because
Yeah.
they were committed.
Yeah.
They
Right.
were.
They just like they planned it all out, but then they like fuck it up at the end and go too far
Yeah.
and like just don't do it right.
Yeah.
and
I
it just
do.
falls
I do
apart.
wonder Stu's involvement. Like, I don't know, because it seems like definitely Billy was the one like, we
Mastermind.
got to do this.
Yeah.
Like, this is why he's definitely crazy. And Stu just kind of was like, yeah,
He's just along for
Let's
the
do
ride.
it.
Yeah.
I have a
Like, this is
theory.
fun.
Like he caught Billy doing some weird shit, right?
Mm.
And Billy's like, "Oh my god, now I'm gonna have to kill you." But then Stu's like, "No, man, no, I'll
Yeah.
join you."
Well,
That's
yeah,
how
they,
I think it.
They said that they killed Sydney's mom, right?
Oh,
yeah,
right.
they both
A
did.
year ago too. So it's like
Oh,
they
shit.
planned this for a while too. It just kind of fucked up. Like,
Oh,
yeah. I don't,
I
like
forgot.
like when I see like the Scream costume for like Halloween, that like the meta nature of like the intention for why they're killing is like actually scary for like people to wear that costume, where it's like I am choosing to do it, and like it's in world, it's real. That I don't know. There's like a weird meta nature for
Yeah.
this Halloween costume that fucks me up. I don't know if that like is translating, but
Wow, did it affect you that much?
well, I'm just saying like if you wear the Scream costume, the intentions of this killer are I live in this society and it's fucked me to this point that I'm gonna now choose to murder people. If I walk by the Freddy Krueger costume, he goes, "Meh." I'm like, no, that's
what
not
about
Makes
what
sense.
about Michael Myers?
real. Well, that's like a
Nowadays,
little bit
that's pretty
closer.
watered down,
Yeah.
I would think.
That's a little bit closer, but like the Scream, it's like the mystery of that character, and also it's like the random nature of that character to just decide to do it then and there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just going too far.
The
down
lack
this
of
rabbit hole, but-
motivation to.
Yeah, it's like it could just happen to anyone if they want to, type
Yeah.
of thing. But
I see.
that makes this horror franchise cool in my eyes too. That it can have that type of like real world reflection.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
Oh, like The Strangers, where it's just random. It could happen to anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
very nice. I
I
give this
do
one
un-
4.
This one.
Me too.
did.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna say I do understand what you're saying because
Kinda
every
getting
time I
there.
watch like Criminal Minds or those crime shows, it always terrified me when we find out that the killer just wanted to just kill
Yeah.
or like the person killed was there at the wrong spot at the wrong
Yeah.
time.
That's
I'm like,
the best kind of killer. You know? I guess I don't want to say most relatable, but like
Right.
that's what's so great about villains. They're super relatable. They're fun to write.
yeah,
But then what's the best kind of killer? Some like all the bad guys I think in my head. I when I write their dialogues and stuff. It's just they do it because what the hell not?
Yeah.
I just want to do it.
right.
Any other thoughts on these wonderful movies?
I think we covered a wide range of
Yeah.
horror. I mean,
Yeah.
not even just the ones we picked. I almost made
Yeah.
everybody watch Cabin in the Woods, but I've seen that so many times. I didn't want to.
I would have watched it because wait, Chris Hemsworth, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would have watched this one.
That's Joss Whedon, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good one. I love it. Maybe next year.
It's so fun. Yeah.
I was thinking we could also like it'd be fun to just go through like a whole franchise, like all the Halloweens or like all the Final Destinations or something.
That's
Yeah.
so. Besides the Evil Dead, I literally just saw a Reddit post about this. They're like, besides the Evil Dead franchise, is there any franchise where every movie is good? And everyone was like, no.
Yeah, that's
No.
fair. But the fun of that could be like getting through the bad ones and getting the good,
That's
which ones
true.
are good.
When you
or-
see a bad horror movie, it's immediately turned into a comedy.
I did. I was kind of dreading this week, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm not a huge horror fan. I would watch like BuzzFeed on Supernatural, and that would like I could not sleep
I
at
love
night.
those.
But I did enjoy watching these.
Me too.
Like,
think
you know,
these were
I need
good
to
picks
open my
for you,
mind.
though, like to like ease you into the horror stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't
It
even
wasn't.
qualify like Suspiria. That's
Yeah.
Videodrome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Drag Me to Hell. I don't know. That's just.
I would count it as horror
It's
for
horror,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's-
horror, but it's just
It's comedy.
fun. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like out of all of them, Drag Me to Hell was the most horror as
I would-
just because that's what
the
I think
elements.
of. Like,
I think
Kind
yeah,
of.
Yeah.
the demon elements. I guess.
Yeah.
but yeah, none of it was really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working my way up because I know Hereditary is on the chest.
Yeah, same. I haven't seen it either. So.
And I am gonna shit
That
my
was-
pants when
that
I
was
watch it.
just unsettling.
That's what I
It
hear.
It just makes me feel
It's
uncomfortable.
just disturbing, I hear. But
Yeah.
I mean, I like Midsummer. Is that similar?
It's a different kind of unsettling.
Oh,
Midsummer's
yeah.
kind of just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hereditary's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
the
okay,
most
okay.
accurate description I've heard.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Spooky season.
yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
joining us with these spooky movies. We'll see you next time, guys.
Yeah. Wait. What's your favorite scary movie?